In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello.
Oh, look, it's Ray. Look at him.
Just the two of us.
Just the two
of us.
We can make it if we try. Who was that, Ray? Who did that particular song?
Oh my God!
Just the two of us.
I know there was
you
so
and
many
I.
people that covered that.
Oh, mate, I was because my kids obviously nobody that we know goes back as long. Well, certainly nobody I know goes back as long as me. But whenever I'm driving on in the old car and I suddenly get a tune from the 70s pop up in my head, I'm like to my daughter, I'm singing away, like, do you know that one? No, right, let me hunt it down on Spotify. I came up, do you remember Hot Chocolate?
Thank you. It was Bill Withers. Thank you.
Bill Withers.
That's right.
Yeah, and he also did A Lovely Day.
Oh, what a lovely day. Yes.
Yeah, that's what happens when you put your beak in the microwave and turn it on for 5 minutes. You Bill Withers.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hot Chocolate. I was playing some Hot Chocolate, mate, and even Mrs. Rokk, even the wife was. I don't remember this track. I know there's so many amazing songs and groups from our youth that are lost to time, aren't they? Such a shame. How are you, mate? Anyway, how the dickens are you?
I'm doing fine, man. You need to go to Florida more often because Miami is going to the championship. They beat the Celtics last night, so it's gonna be Dorgan. I'm surprised. Dorgan is a huge Miami Heat fan.
Oh, I saw that in your stream this morning, and I didn't know what he meant because I thought Heat is that like Chelsea or what was that? Arsenal?
No. Miami Heat is playing the Denver Nuggets in the NBA playoffs. So
are they literally called the Denver Nuggets?
They are called the Denver Nuggets, which is weird because
what
the 49ers in San Francisco, the gold rush was in California, but I guess they got
those gold. Kind of nuggets. I'm with you.
Yeah, gold. No, not chicken nuggets.
Well, that's what I thought. What the heck? No. Maybe they were sponsored by the Colonel. That's what I was thinking. With his special herbs and spices. Maybe it's all to do with that. The Denver Nuggets.
Yes.
Wow.
The Denver Nuggets.
Wow. I don't know why off the Denver boot. What's the Denver boot, Ray? What's that? That
the
comes
Denver boot? What do you mean? I have no idea what the Denver
it just came into my head, the Denver boot.
I don't know what
it's some kind of torture or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, look who's just creeped in the chat, Ray, going, my head.
Yeah, I actually I watched them. See, I took a little small cup of Crown, and we all kind of like did a toast in the Discord.
This Memorial Day.
And once again, shout out to all the soldiers who put their life on the line, and thank you for your service, not just in America but all over the world.
Yeah,
but thank you. But we was drinking, and I think he had a little too much.
I think he certainly did have a little too much.
He woke up with a Charlie horse in his leg.
What?
Yeah.
What's a Charlie horse?
So when you move your leg and like a muscle a certain way, there's like a pain, like a aching.
We call it. What do we call it? We call it cramp. We call it cramp.
Yes,
in the UK.
We call it cramp too, but we us Americans, man, we think of crazy names and stuff, but a Charlie horse, and it's like someone taking a punch and hitting it in a certain spot.
Yeah. Ow.
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember the last time I don't remember the last time I had a drink No, I did have a beer when I was in Florida, mate. To be honest, I had a small beer, which was at the hotel, which I haven't had for a long, long time. But I certainly haven't been drunk since I was probably in my early 20s.
Yeah,
Krampus.
yeah, probably. Yeah, my early 20s were horrible,
Yeah.
horrible.
Oh, well, you have to do it when you're in your early 20s, don't you?
Yes,
It's kind
yes,
of,
yes,
it's all part and parcel of the whole kind of thing of being in your early 20s, isn't it?
yes,
And
yes. It is.
just being stupid generally. And
Yeah.
then, but when you get to our age, Ray,
Oh no.
grand old fellas, GOFs,
Oh, I need my oatmeal.
I'd love to. I should get myself a rocking chair to replace this old leather fella. You see, you kind of got a half a rocking chair. I could be sitting here like this in the spittoon, chewing on backy.
Oh my God, that was my job. I had to clean out my grandfather's
No.
oh, dude. Oh.
Ugh. Why did they chew it rather than smoke it? What was that all about? Why did people chew it ever?
It's like, well, it's just like chewing gum. You chew
Right.
chewing gum, and instead of blowing bubbles, you like to just blow this brown goo
Ugh,
that
ugh,
drips all over you.
ugh.
Yeah.
I wonder if the ancient South Americans, I think it's where tobacco comes from. I wonder if the ancient South Americans chewed it rather than smoked it, and it kind of evolved as a smoking thing later.
Probably. I know all the way like in Bolivia, there's these leaves, and
Yeah.
they have bags and bags of these leaves, and they just chew. It's for chewing,
Is it like
and
coca or something? Is that what they have? Those coca leaves?
probably, and
Or
they chew
yeah.
the leaves, but they also, I mean, they live at high evaluations, and they got some of the best hearts.
Yes. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. In fact, I know I don't know if they still do it, but I know a lot of sports like marathon
Hmm.
runners, they go up and spend time at high altitude,
Yes.
don't they, to
Yeah.
boost
Yeah.
their lung power,
Yeah.
give them that extra
Well,
bit of speed, that extra bit
yeah.
of stamina when they're on the
Yes.
track and stuff.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
it's all science these days, Ray.
I
You
know.
see?
I know.
Pass me tobacco, will you? Yeah. So we've been
But
playing, my man.
it would, well, Gollum,
Yes.
Lord of the Rings, Gollum,
Yes.
and I was, looking at the reviews, and I think we'll talk about that today. But I've been playing
Yeah.
Gollum. I finished Redfall.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else. A lot of Marvel Snap because they're getting ready to end the Guardians of the Galaxy chapters. So I'm playing on the last chapters on that. And what else? Oh,
Ah.
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, yes.
I played some of that. That was fun. So that's what I've been doing. What you been doing?
Excuse me, Ray. When it gets hot, I had said this in my show the other day. When it gets hot in here, I start to cough. It's like I don't know what I'm going to be like when I'm in my coffin, mate. Coughing in my coffin when there's no air. Well, there's no air. I'll be coughing, and they'll be like, somebody put a 6-foot long straw down for poor old Rokk, will they? So he could just get some air in there. What do you think of the old Texas? I saw a little. I don't know if it was you. Somebody put a scene on their channel. Yeah, you did. I think you retweeted something.
I retweet. Who was it? I think I retweeted somebody getting chainsawed, but I got the cook. So there's the cook, the grandpa,
Right.
there's Leatherface. So basically, you can play as the family, or you can play
Yeah.
as one of the people trying to survive and get out. And it's basically the makers of Friday the 13th made this game. A good solution to coughing and dry mouth is chewing tobacco. Yeah, but hold on. My grandfather got cancer of the jaw from
Oh
chewing
yeah, ain't gonna
tobacco.
help, is it?
Okay,
No,
no.
indeed. Yeah, my dad used to smoke a pipe, and he got cancer in his mouth as well.
Wow. They
So
used to
you got to
take
bear that in mind.
they used to take a coffee can and they'd sit it on the porch. Ding,
Ding.
Ray, my can is filled up. Can, can you dump
Wow.
Grandpa's can? And I'm like,
Oh wow. Oh, and it stunk. Oh, it was all brown and gunky. Yeah, I
give
remember that with my dad.
Grandma a kiss.
Did she cheer it as well?
Oh,
Nice. The pair of them
they're
sat
all,
there.
I don't get. Well, see, I'm so my family's from North Carolina,
Right.
which is Tobacco Road, tobacco.
Yeah.
It's like everybody just chews, and I'm just like, oh, this is just disgusting.
Yeah. Now, GrafXGear makes a very good point. It says it was dry and dusty in the old
Yes.
West.
Yeah.
So they used to chew it. I guess it just got the saliva going, didn't it? Kept their throat
Yes.
nice and moist. Makes sense. And I guess because you're never going to swallow this stuff. It's a bit like chewing gum, I suppose, was invented for the same reason. Because all that is just basically gum from, I don't know, is it gum from a tree? Is it? But either way, you don't swallow it, or you're not supposed to. And I guess it was the same with tobacco. So you could keep that saliva going and then knock it back your throat and happy days. Dentist told me I overproduced saliva. So I've never had it's a bit of a problem for me, Ray, because I don't drink a huge amount during the day because I never feel dry-mouthed.
Wow.
But that's not good. You're supposed to drink lots, aren't you? But I do have, I always have my couple of litres in this thing here. This is a sample. As you know, it's good for you if you re-drink your own fluids. There you go. Ray's got one as well. Oh, what did you think of Redfall? Because I'm proud of you that you finished a game, my friend. Doesn't happen often.
Well, you know, like I said, I have mixed emotions about these games, and we'll be talking about it later on the show, guys. But this game has so much potential, but I just don't know how they release games with horrible AI. Like, you have testers. I mean, I just don't approve when you're charging people $70 to $100 on broken games. But we'll talk about it later. But like I said, I got my mixed emotions because there was some parts of the games that I did like, and then there was parts like I'm walking up to a vampire and I'm sticking my finger in his face. And I'm like, and it's just like they just don't do anything.
I think I only had that twice. Because I completed it as well. I completed it a couple of hours after you did, actually. Funny enough, I was very close, and then you finished it, which is cool. And I didn't spend a huge amount on the game, though, Ray. Only about 20 hours, I think. But I loved it. I really enjoyed it.
I read the notes. I followed the story. I took out all the different bosses and stuff like that. And I did, to be honestly, I did use Wii mod because the last bosses were kicking my
horror,
butt.
Right?
Yes, I did cheat because the last bosses were kicking my butt. Don't blame the testers; they do good work. Well,
we're gonna do that. We're gonna cover this in a bit. We're gonna
blame everybody.
Around this.
Blame management and bean counters who prioritize and what gets fixed. Sources: I spent a number of years playing test. I know you did. So just I know me and GrafXGear goes way back. When I mean by testing the games, graphics is if you have testers that test the games and they're testing it, and I know for a fact, and you're right, they have told whatever management or whatever, they still put the games out because they want to impress the investors and stuff. So I'm just saying, yes, you know what? If you played the game, you see what the hell we see. And when you put it out, you know that. So I'm not blaming the testers.
No.
I'm actually blaming the public, people who put the games out there. So
100%. 100%. Absolutely agree. We've got fantastic chatting today, my friend. Obviously, the much welcome graphics there saying, giving us the lowdown on the old beta. Much appreciated. We've got Rouster. Now he's off to grab his lunch.
Dude,
he has a lovely lunch. He has a lovely lunch. He gets the same food that they serve to the old folk, you see. So he gets it all nice, all pulped up, so he doesn't have to chew it or anything. Because old folk like us, you need that, don't you? And young Obi is in the house as well. Great to see Obi there.
Good to see Rouster. Good to see
always good to see Rouster. Always good to see young Reaver. Reaver's in there. He joined in with SPG, Rudigs. I did 5 shots of 5 shots of whiskey. You're only 17. Had a bottle of hard cider. Can of hard tea lemonade. I was going to do a 6 shot, but I fell asleep. See, lightweights, mate.
Yeah.
Lightweights. We would have gone back. Well, we'd have been on the tequila by that point, wouldn't we?
Right.
And of course, our lovely friend Crystal. I'm sure she was sipping tea and tutting as it goes. There you go. He's 25.
25. Oh my God! Wow.
Wasn't far off.
Wow. No.
Just a wee lad at 25. Although I do remember at 25 feeling I was, significantly older than I was. I can't help it if I'm smaller. Oh, what, you think SPG's a big fella? I don't know. It's the camera can lie, you see. I'm only 2'7". But anyway, look, we don't condone drinking, gambling, paying for any kind of services or, that you really should be indulging in. This is very much a family show and a family channel, Ray. Shall we have a look at the news and see what's going on?
Let's get to it.
Let's get it on. Whoops. There we go. Okay, let's do it. Hang on, I'll add the scene. Oh, let's come in as a little friend. And we'll pop us down there. Do you want us down there, Ray? Or do you want us there? What do you reckon? Down there?
Whatever you
This is like when you go to the... What do you call them in America? Do you call them opticians or optometrists or ophthalmologists? What do you
probably
call them?
optometrists. Afternoon gents, drink and gamble until the sun comes up.
So there's young Dorrigan. Dorrigan will let me call them an optician because that's what we say in the UK. So when you go to an optician, Ray, they go, right, I'm just going to put a lens in here. Does it look better on this one or on this one? Does this one look better? Or is this one clearer? That's what they do, isn't it? And you're going, oh, they look the same. They both look fuzzy. Let's try this one or maybe this one. Anyway, we'll stick with this one, Ray. So our first news item. We had a big old PlayStation event last week, of course, which was fascinating. We'll cover a bit more of that in a minute. But they showed quite a sizable chunk of Assassin's Creed Mirage, partly gameplay, mainly CGI, trailery, cinematic stuff. And they announced that it is coming out on October the 12th, which is good news because there's been an absolute drought in Ubisoft content. But
I agree.
Here's the thing, Ray. They said it was coming to the consoles, to PC, and to Amazon Luna, but no mention of GeForce Now. And this article kind of says it ain't coming. What do you think, though?
I kind of, when you say GeForce Now, I probably put that with the PC.
Well, here's the thing. You see, normally, and you're right, by the way, that's what I would have thought. But they've specifically said it's not coming to Steam. However, here's the thing. If you remember, when GeForce Now rolled out the Ubisoft Plus service on GeForce Now, a lot of those games that it had on there weren't on Steam either, because some of them, like Far Cry 5, have only just ended up on Steam.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So my feeling is that it's still going to come, but it'll be part of the Ubisoft Plus account. So if you don't have a Ubisoft Plus account, you won't be able to play it because you can't buy it to play it on the platform, you see. Well, you could before. I mean, if you had Valhalla on Ubisoft Plus before, you could play it on GeForce Now, but you couldn't buy it on Steam at the time. Therefore, if you didn't have a Ubisoft Plus account, you were luck out. Just see my point?
Yes, I see your point. I have to say, I do agree with Doragon. I could probably see it coming a little bit later.
Yeah, well, what seems to be happening is that with the games, ultimately they come out on Steam about a year or two after they initially release. And then, of course, they come to GeForce Now, and they show them as games that have come that week, when in actual fact, a lot of us are going, well, hang on, I've been playing it there all along. But that's the first time you've been able to buy it on Steam or Epic and then play it on GeForce Now. So it's a funny one. I think it literally means if you have a Ubisoft Plus account, they have an agreement with Ubisoft that you'll still be able to play it there. But if you don't, you won't, because you can't buy it on Steam and play it
Steam.
on as part of the Steam thing.
Right.
It's a bit complicated, Ray, from somebody of my small brain. But
Right.
yeah, hopefully that makes some sense. So I still think it's going to be there, but just not for everybody. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, if I don't play it on the, I'll play it on one of these. I will play it on one of them.
Yeah, exactly. Young Ant is here. Rokk Show and friends, what's going on? And Rokk, I told you that Ubisoft mentioned the Mirage was only coming to Luna for the clown. Yeah, well, I did you tell me that, Ant? Oh, if you did, I'm sorry, my friend. I'm just making assumptions, but I still kind of feel like they're not going to restrict it if you've got a Ubisoft Plus account, because the whole concept of Ubisoft Plus was that you could play your games pretty much anywhere. I mean, do you remember when Stadia had a Ubisoft Plus thing where you could play those games if you didn't own them? And GeForce Now,
Right.
I don't know. We'll see. But either way, you can download them and play them. So either buy it or whatever. We'll see.
Right.
But Doragon is not looking forward to it, Ray. He's not into teleporting.
You know, I can't wait. I'm definitely. I mean, I have Connect, so I'm not buying the actual game. So when it comes, I'll probably just play it on one of my consoles, or I'll play it on. I do have Luna. I'll play it somewhere.
I will just literally reinvigorate my Ubisoft Plus account and play it, and if something else comes along, keep it going. If it doesn't, stop it. Now look at this. Our very good friend Caseball UK, who regular listeners will remember, is an official employee of Ubisoft.
Yes.
So Caseball, I don't know if you've only just joined us, but here's the question, which we appreciate you may or may not be able to answer, or you may or may not be able to hint. So you see, we know that Ubisoft have said it's definitely coming to Amazon Luna, and they haven't mentioned GeForce. And we appreciate that it's not going to be coming to Steam, therefore, even if you bought it, you wouldn't necessarily be able to play it on GeForce. But historically, that's been the case. So Ubisoft games haven't been available on Steam, but if you had a Ubisoft Plus account, you've been able to still play them by connecting your Ubisoft account. Do you know if Mirage is going to fall into the latter? Or is it literally not even going to be playable on GFN, even if you have a Ubisoft Plus account, because of an official exclusive deal?
Doragon, be respectful. Be respectful. Doragon says make games fans actually want. Ouch.
I want them. I want that Mirage.
Ouch. Ouch.
He can be a prickly little hedgehog.
Yes, he can be. Yes.
I love the games that Ubisoft do, and I love the latter versions of the Assassin's Creeds versus the former, but I do appreciate that there is an audience for both. Now, Caseball may or may not be able to say, so we'll just leave him for a second. And I know it's sarcasm, Doragon. I know your sense of humour, my friend. But I am keen to hear what Caseball thinks. In the meantime, he says, check my Discord. Okay, bear with me, folks. Let's see what Of course, whatever I read now, you know it's come from but it doesn't. I don't know. I can't see anything popping up. But I'll come back to that if something arises, and I see it here. Then I will report back. In the meantime, Eddie says news straight off the press. Yes, I know, we do try. We have some good friends in our community, Eddie, and out there in the industry. And that's how we used to get so much Stadia stuff. The folks what we knew. But if I find anything out, guys, I will let you know. But at the moment, I'm not seeing anything. Here we go. So we'll look down here. Oh, it's being written as we speak. Right, good. Okay, we'll come back to that. In the meantime,
Yes.
let's move on to. We don't. I mean, normally we don't cover this because, to be fair, it's all a bit. But I thought this was worth a cover at this point in time, simply because it's a bit of a moving on kind of a thing. So, the CMA, as we know, put the blockers at least temporarily on the, and I say temporarily because it wasn't their official finished decision. It was simply their, this is what our intention is the decision to be. And of course, the Microsoft and co have now literally logged their appeal. And they don't hold back. I believe that the CMA made fundamental errors, and actually the point they make is quite interesting. So what they're saying, Ray, is that cloud, they say that the CMA is kind of looking at cloud as a separate way of playing games, but they see it as a kind of just another way of playing games. And in fact, they cite the fact that you could, with Steam, for example, you can play a game locally and then go and play it on GeForce Now or, somewhere else that's connected to Steam, and you've got your saves, so you can carry on playing it there. They also note, this is the thing I was going to raise, the thing I'm interested in your thoughts. They make a big thing about these deals that they've done with Blacknut and GeForce Now, and I forget who else is in the fray. Boosteroid. No, it wasn't Blacknut anyway. Sorry, it was Boosteroid and GeForce Now and the guys associated with Switch, Nintendo, and saying, well, look, we did this to appease the EU, and the EU were happy with it. And my question, Ray, which I'm hoping you may be able to shed some thinking on, is, does that prove that they literally only did it to get the deal through, and therefore we can't be absolutely certain what form that's likely to take moving forward? They literally launched 4 games on both Boosteroid and GeForce Now recently. I think Boosteroid's come up this week. Both with exactly the same games, almost arbitrarily chosen. I mean, are they just going to give a handful of games and say, well, we'll give you 1 or 2 a year for the next 10 years? What do you think?
I think, come on, you'd be blind. Of course they did the deals with the other cloud things to try and soften up with the CMA to get that kind of through. But this is what is really funny. It's almost like you got the whole world pushing this wall and it's trying to push it forward. But you have the CMA and the FTC on the other side. Those only two trying, no, we're trying to hold it back. No. And it's just I don't know.
Well, young Dorrigan, who to be fair, there's 3 or 4 guys in the community that have really done a lot of work on this. Right. Dorrigan being one of them, the guys at Cloud Dosage, Purple Haze, and I think Clive as well. There's a few that have really gone into some detail, more than we have, in fairness, and that's why I don't tend to cover it a great deal. But I know that Dorrigan believes that the appeal is laughable. I guess the question really is whether or not it's laughable, given the pressure that the CMA are under, because they are actually under a lot of pressure from the UK government, Ray. And I don't know whether that's because the UK government have come under pressure from Microsoft and others. I'm not sure.
Yes, I did see the trials. And what did the lady? She made a comment. We will do our Call of Duty.
Oh yes, the EU lady. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
So, I do wonder to myself whether, with the pressure that they're under, whether the appeal doesn't have to particularly answer most of the points, because the CMA, well, in fact, it has nothing to do with the CMA anyway, because I think the CMA's decision is pretty much locked up now. They're not allowed to change it, but the Court of Appeal could. And we know that the UK courts can and do make decisions politically in the UK in the current time that we live in. So it could still be turned over. And there's a huge, I mean, another country, I think it was South Korea or Taiwan, have come out in favour of the deal. Pretty much everybody, as you've said, other than the CMA and the FTC.
It is the CMA. It is. I seen a picture of, you have all the country. You got all these flags on one side,
Yeah.
and you got the United States and you got the UK on
Yeah.
the other side, and that's right now. That's the standoff. But with the CMA, with I mean, the EU, I mean, and you have your own government questioning you. So I don't know, but I think they're gonna stand their ground and they're gonna stick to their guns. And I think we'll just we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Rouster says, money makes the world go round. It certainly does these days, my friend. And if they can
Right.
hold against all of that, that's impressive. In the US, big money interests get their way most of the time. Yeah, and I kind of feel that's what's going to happen here. But I mean, who knows? And Caseball, who's back from talking to me on Discord, and all I shall say is it was quite a positive conversation. Will the MS games be on the GFN roadmap this week for the whole of June? Don't know, because honestly, Caseball, well, both Ray and I are GFN ambassadors. We don't normally hear until the day before, do we, Ray? On
No.
what's coming up for the
I
for
mean,
Thursday.
I mean, I mean, you can play Gears of War. I mean, have been selected games,
Yeah.
but I don't know when. I don't know if they're gonna put the Activision games until this is approved. I don't think you're gonna see any Activision games on there for a while.
No, I agree. Yeah, no, but I think they've put a few out there to support the appeal. As to, I guess my original point wasn't so much whether, I mean, I didn't want to necessarily go into whether we felt the appeal would be successful, because as I tried to allude at the start of this article, we're not qualified to answer that. We haven't done the deep dive that others have. I think my bigger point really was, given the paltry amount and the arbitrary amount of games that we've seen coming out this month, next month for the two services, does that mean that it's not going to be this whole... See, I think everybody kind of thought they would open up all Microsoft Xbox games that are in PC to the cloud, and it's now looking like, to me, we may end up with maybe 50
No.
over time.
When EA made the deal with GFN, have we seen FIFA? Have we seen Madden?
True.
I mean, it's if anything, it's just going to be selective games.
Yeah.
But damn it, I would love to have FIFA on GFN. I mean, when you think of EA, you think of the sports games, and it's just crazy. I just think it's like, we're going to give you just these set games.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It'll be interesting. I mean, like Dorrigan just said, the decision's tomorrow, so that's actually a really quick process, isn't it? So we should know by Thursday, the latest, I guess, whether or not that is going to be overturned or some other solution. We'll have to see. K-Sport says, if you start a Boost Story game through Steam, it now shows the announced MS games, Gears, etc., but now shows Forza 5 and Doom Eternal. That's interesting. Honestly, and I'm being honest with you, that's news to me, and it must be news to Ray, because Ray and I are both subject to the same news as far as GeForce Now are concerned. But it's not unusual. Another song there, Ray, from our day. For Boost Droid to go early, for Boost Droid to go out early, I mean, NVIDIA does tend to be a bit more clinical about when it does its press releases. So it may well mean that those games are coming out soon as well. Good games, Forza 5 and Doom Eternal. Absolutely, yeah, all good. Is Doom Eternal to do with Microsoft? I didn't think it had anything to do with
Bethesda.
Of course, owned by the aforesaid. Yes, of course. Thank you, my friend. Moving swiftly on, because I was stirring up a little bee's nest there. Gollum! both of us, thanks to our friends at GeForce Now, both Ray and I got an opportunity to play
Oh,
Go
good
over the
lord.
weekend. Actually, you did really well with your streams. You got great views, didn't you?
Yeah, on the Twitch stream, it was great. I mean, it is. It has elements of Spider-Man crawling the wall. It has elements of A Plague's Tale hiding in the bushes. You're jumping around. It's basically it's a stealth game. It is a stealth game. There's no when people think of Lord of the Rings, you think of the elves, the orcs, the battles and swords and all this. No, that's not. This poor creature is in a prison and he's doing chores. That's the game.
It is that's the game as far as you and I have played it
I know. I
anyway.
have.
Yeah.
I think I'm with chapter three.
Yeah.
Chapter three. My and the problem, and I haven't had any bugs. I haven't dealt with any bugs. But my problem, I mean, you can look at that picture. Is the animation is very, very, very dated. Uh, some of the graphics in the game is kind of like outdated. That would be my issue with it.
Yeah.
But as far as the game, I mean, I love jumping often and climbing and doing the certain skills and the puzzles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
The thing is well, is it Daedalic or Daedalic? Either way, the guys that develop the game, they've
mm,
basically come out, as seems to be the thing that happens with nearly every game these days, and
mm,
apologised. They've sincerely apologised for the underwhelming experience. And the truth is, Ray, because I mean, both you and I have played it. It's getting panned out there, mate. It's getting 30 out of 100 across the
it
board.
was it was one of the most anticipated games of 2023. It was on that
Yeah.
list, on people's list.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know what to say because it's a decent studio. They've obviously paid a lot of money for the license. It's probably been in development for a while.
right.
But on so many levels, it feels like a side project. But most importantly, it feels like it, when you were talking about this earlier, to graphics, it feels like it was released way too early. And I guess not at all to have a go at beta testers, because as you've rightly said, their job is to report bugs,
Right. Hmm.
and they report bugs. The question is, should we, as a paying user base, as the people that are paying the money, and in this case, I mean, I know you could get it for $21, $25 if you shopped about, but its full price out there is about £60, which is, getting on for $70, 69.99. Paying what is in essence the same amount of money for something like God of War or Horizon Zero Dawn. Should we be beta testing this thing? Should it be up to us? Because they know they're
Right.
putting out a substandard
And,
game. They've got these
and
press releases pre-prepared.
and that's I want to. No, it wasn't my phone, and that's why earlier. That's why I want to say they test these games. People play these games. They get feedback from these games. These games go back to management. Then
Yeah,
management goes back to whoever. You know what you are putting out because you see the interviews. They
yeah.
interview the people on certain shows and they're talking about how great this game is and all the AI. I mean, I watched somebody, he was talking about Redfall's AI on a show and it was, I mean, I have to be honest, it's lies because the AI was hor-
Yeah,
horrendous,
yeah,
horrendous.
yeah.
They know how to
It's not
respond.
good.
They know how to respond. They know how to duck behind the trucks. They know how to shoot. They know how to do
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
No, no.
yeah. And graphics is
Um,
right. I mean, half the problem is we're all our own worst enemies, Ray, aren't we? We get whipped up by all the hype and the FOMO and everything, and it's like we desperately want to be in on this thing, and then it gets delivered, and it's. I'm not suggesting, by the way, this couldn't be a great game. Just as I thoroughly enjoyed Redfall, but undoubtedly, with some tweaks and a bit more work, it could have been more appealing, to more people. And the question is why they know this is the case now. And yet, I mean, this is probably one of the worst I've seen, in fairness. I know I watched Ray's stream pretty much across the whole of the game up to where I'd got to. And Ray, you didn't get the bugs that I had. I know, you know, the one area where you've got to go in, set the barrels on fire, and then you run out and they explode behind you. And you know, and you were saying it's like, it smells like someone's let one off. When I was playing that level, I would go through the you know, crawl under the tunnel, and then there would be nothing there, and I'd like the entire map had disappeared, and I'd go forward and just drop forever, and I had to restart the game. And that's like, you know, we find that within the first couple of hours of playing the game.
I'm honestly, the whole the patch letters is getting I'm getting kind of tired of it, because you can't do that to consumers, and you can't do that to your buyers and your supporters when people are spending $70, $100 to get these special editions, and this game is not done. You know, we're all gamers. We know what a real good optimized and a good game is, and this is it's almost like a crime, man. It's a crime because people are doing pre-orders, just like Graphic said. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. There's like, go ahead.
Sorry, my friend. I think the only answer, and it's a simple one, is if the studio has set a release date and they have to stick to it for many reasons. We know the cost of marketing. The cost of marketing Gollum must have been millions, and there's a really good review. I'm a bit like Marmite with him, but Skills Up has done a really good review of Gollum, and he said the same thing. They clearly spent a fortune promoting the game, and when you've spent that kind of money, you can't, you know, you've got a head of steam. You can't turn around and say, actually, we're not releasing it. But the answer is simple, because they did it with Baldur's Gate. You make it early access, and people know they're getting something that might have issues. It's early access, and you will get free updates, and it's going to be 15% cheaper, and we're going to put the price up when it's fully patched.
And I paid $60. Paid $60
for Baldur's,
Because you know why? Because they were honest.
Yeah.
And they took the feedback. But there's no, look at Capcom. If you look at the reviews of Capcom and you look at the quality of games, there's companies that can do this. Why can't, I mean, you've done this with other games.
Yeah.
Why are you doing, like, why is it this particular game? You know what you have.
Yeah, and it's difficult. I mean, I'm in the software development business, and I know that some projects go absolutely amazingly well, and the clients are super happy, and other projects, you know, you say it's going to be done by the end of the year, and you're still there a year after, and it's just sometimes it's how it goes. Sometimes it's down to the client, sometimes it's down to the technology stack, and all sorts of things. But it's really simple, guys. Just say, we're releasing it early access because we think we've still got about 6 months worth of dev work to finish the game, and then, you know, you'll get it early and you'll get all the patches, and we'll give you something amazing like an exclusive badge or something, or, you know, a pair of strides or a horse or whatever after 6 months. You look at Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate has sold tons of itself in early access,
Right.
And it will still sell extremely well when it goes full release.
I mean, I played Diablo's getting ready to come out, and I played Diablo. I loved the beta play, and I thought it was great, and I'm very excited for it. And I'm not saying not all the games that are coming out, but god dang it, 2023 has been a really, holy crap. Like, if you
amazing
look,
stuff. Yeah. Well, they held everything off. Of course, I mean, there were so many delays because of lockdown, and we're still getting the ripples of that. There's no question. But for me, I just think it's a fairly easy solution. Otherwise, you're always on a hiding for nothing. And you imagine what it must be like to be a developer, Ray. And, you know, you've crunched, you've put in the hours, this has been your baby for 2 to 5 years.
Right.
And then it gets released to a wall of hate, and you
I
think it
feel
must be horrible.
it is, and I can look at it. It is, but at the end of the day, you have somebody that is upper management that is
Yeah,
responsible, and
yeah.
we definitely got to start as gamers hold these companies accountable, because this is just not it's not right. And
No, I agree. I agree.
here you go. Here's a pile of doo doo, and here, don't worry, we're gonna patch it up
Yeah,
later. We're gonna patch it up later.
yeah. Well,
It's
if you buy anything else from Amazon and it comes to you and it ain't working, you can get your money back. But
ain't
if you
getting
download a game on the PlayStation and
nope.
you've played it, they tell you to go and take a running leap.
Nope, you are a bit. You are, and some of these games ain't even beta. Some of these are, I mean, damn near alpha.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
out, like what the
I know. Gollum
like?
feels like that to me, Ray. The textures ain't there. You know what?
Yeah,
If you put it on Ultra, and I know you did,
yeah.
it slows right down. And it even says it needs a 4090 card to run DLSS. It's like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? That's the whole concept of having DLSS is you can run it on a 2 series and it looks like a 4 series.
Right,
It's
right.
just not fully baked. But having said that, I fired it up again this afternoon and played a bit more. It is kind of fun in a very simplistic way. For 25 to $30, I think a lot of people would be much more forgiving of the game. But the fact is they put it out there as a AAA, or as near as damn it a AAA. And
Right.
that's the bit that is unforgivable because it's profiteering. It ain't a game. It's not a game for that. It'd be like a little mobile game. I'd be quite happy if it was on Android.
Yeah, this is, and I've interviewed and I've talked to indie developers. I've talked to AAA developers, and it's just there's nothing worse than having your game review bombed and just
Oh, mate.
ridiculed. It hurts. I know it hurts,
Horrible, horrible. As it would in it,
but
as it is in any, whether you produce a TV show or write a book.
right. But there is people that work really hard for their money. These games are not getting cheap, and it's just you want to be fair to the
Yeah,
consumers.
I agree, and it's the reputation of the studio as well. It's the same with any director of a movie. You're only ever as good as your last
Ex-
production, aren't you? Doesn't
Exactly.
matter what the best things you've done. If people remember you
Exactly.
for a stinker, that's the thing they remember. Oh, anyway, they are working on patches according to the tweet. So we'll see, But it's I would love to see less of those tweets and more of the rave reviews.
Well,
But even
they talk about their standards. You can't
yeah,
talk about your standards, and your integrity is
yeah.
everything. And once you lose that, forget it. Forget it.
Yeah, and also, I mean, to be fair, look, even a game as hugely well received as Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, which has been massively well
Oh,
received. I mean, I've unanimously never heard anybody say rubbish about it, but they're pulling out patches all the time for that at the moment with load of bug fixes. Thankfully, they've not been detrimental to the overall game. They've obviously been little minor things, that people have discovered. And the other great thing about developing for a platform like Switch is you're only developing for a platform like Switch. You know, One of
right.
the issues with most games is it's got to work on consoles, it's got to work on PC, it's
Well,
got to
you
work
know
in the
how it was when
cloud.
when we had Stadia. Yeah, we're gonna make sure PS5 and Xbox. We got your patch.
Yeah.
Stadia. Yeah, we'll get your patch out to you.
Some point,
Some
never.
point. Don't hold your breath.
It's true. There were some games that we never saw patches for, weren't there?
DLCs.
Dear old Stadia.
No DLCs.
Dear old Stadia, jolly old pal. Anyway, just quickly, because I know it's been touched on a billion times and there have been some great shows around it, but there was indeed a big old PlayStation showcase. There was a little hoo-ha because it was not stated categorically that all of the games were exclusive, but a lot of people were saying they're all available on Xbox as well, pretty much, and that's a good thing. I don't think anybody is condemning that. But was there any kind of standout moment for you, Ray? Any of the announcements where you thought, oh, hallelujah, hallelujah?
Spider-Man 2 blew me away. When Spider-Man had the kind of like the Venom type suit and he did that kick against the guy against the wall, I thought that was great. I thought the chase scene and then the whole like look of New York, I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, me when it comes to the showcase, I like to see actual play. I don't want to see CGI because CGI is just it's just video. It's not actual gameplay, so that doesn't really excite me.
Yeah.
But
And that was pretty much what we saw. Not only with Spider-Man, but pretty much every game. And there was one game which I won't mention, which had this most amazing trailer, and then at the end they had some gameplay and it looked awful. And I thought if I'd just seen the trailer, I'd have been putting my money down. Thank God they showed the gameplay. Yeah, it's where it is, isn't it? It's where it is. And the other problem you have, and it's the same issue that we talk about this all the time. You know, there are guys like Dorrigan and I, we differ on some of the games we've played or we play. And you will get people that will go, wow, that particular game looked amazing, and other people saying it looks dire. And the truth is, it's very much a subjective thing, isn't it? A lot of people like roguelike. We hate them, mate, don't we?
I can't do the rogue, but I love watching people play it. I love people playing it.
Yeah, they're good stream games for people that can play games like that kind of like Gem's brilliant at that kind of game. It's not my kind of game.
I was happy with the indies. I thought they really showed some.
It did
really
look
nice,
some really nice ones. Yeah,
really good indie games. I hear people talking about Cat Quest.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was some great games. To be fair, most of them I liked. I'm not a huge fan of the whole Japanese genre, the whole kind of JRPG and all that stuff, and there's always going to be a few of those. Yeah, because, Sony's a Japanese company, of course they are. And, it's a huge gaming industry outside of the West. But Bear Quest would be a great game. In fact, it could be Gem with you, Ray, in your bear onesie as a Gem and Bear and their Mega Quest.
Yeah, Bear Quest.
Gem and Ray. I'd buy that for $1. Very, very quickly, the burning questions about PlayStation Project Q. I think the key thing about this, and interestingly, Dr. Spaceman, who, as we know, is a huge PlayStation advocate and a champion of the cause, he did a little bit of asking questions over the weekend. I forget who it was now. Some outfit beginning with V. And there is some definite assumptions that it could be a cloud gaming platform as well as a remote play on the local network, which makes sense. When we talked last week about how I've forgotten his name now, Ray, what's his face, the Sony guy was saying how they've got big news to come on cloud. And this is very much, this was almost a very, very, very early release in terms of its news. But there's every reason I'm hopeful that we could still see this being, having the ability to play your PlayStation games via the cloud. Jim Ryan, thank you, Reva, in the future. Do you know, Ray, the thing that baffles me is, I've got my PS Vita, and Dorrigan does amazing things with Vitas. You must watch his channel.
I saw his PlayStation show with Rue Diggs, and he actually was demonstrating, and he was showing it.
It's excellent, isn't it?
Nice.
It's brilliant. But here's the thing. I remember playing Destiny 1, beg your pardon, on my PS Vita at the local library. So I wasn't in my local network. I was able to connect via on a remote network via IP and play it on the PlayStation. So technically that's not cloud, but it also, I'm assuming this works the same way. So it won't necessarily mean I've got to be in the same building. as long as it can kick open the PlayStation from a remote IP.
Right. Thank you, Primo.
Or
Thank you.
Oh, well, he's an amazing guy. I think he's renewed his membership. Bless you, my friend. Thank you so much. He's a lovely fella, is Leo.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. But I'm hoping. I mean, I'm really excited to hear that Sony is finally, via Jim Ryan, finally announcing that they are investing big time in the cloud, as we always said they would. All of these naysayers, we always said, well, you can say what you want, but ultimately it's going to happen. And on that basis, I would be amazed if they released a piece of kit that didn't have the capability to play games in the cloud. And I think this will be it.
Hearing rumors about the battery life on it, though, and the price. So
we don't know the price, do we? Or has somebody leaked it?
Man, I hope this thing is not over $300. I hope it's not over $300.
Oh, crikey, yeah. No, that would kill it. It would be stone dead. That would be the price. that would be the price of a PlayStation 5, mate. I mean, I struggled with the PSVR 2 being the price it was, but at least they could argue it had a bit of tech behind it. No, I can't see this. Jem thinks 150 to 200, I think, or certainly low hundreds.
That is.
Would you be up for that, Ray?
I could do that. I could do that.
Yeah, you would commit to that kind of a price. Graphics thinks 200 to 300, but knowing Sony, it will be 300. So he's thinking at the higher level. It's going to be a hard one. Depends what it's got going on, of course. I mean, when you think about the Asus or Asus Ally,
let me tell you, I would
Steam Deck.
I would just save up a few more dollars and just get the. You know what? Honestly, I have to have it in my hand.
Yeah. And
I have to see how do I play? Is my thumbs gonna be okay with the thumbsticks? Am I gonna be all right to play that?
Well, it is a dual. I mean, it's literally a DualSense controller that's been molded around a screen. Mm-hmm. So, and they say it uses the exact same tech. So it's got all the amazing haptic stuff and everything that it has. So you'd hope it would. But,
I get my Wii U vibes when I see this. I remember getting the Wii U, and that was cool. That was really cool.
Bless you, Primo.
Yes,
thanks,
Primo.
Mate.
You're
Appreciate
awesome,
you, brother.
Man. You're awesome, dude. But
Wii U, yes, I know that was a kind of short-lived venture on Nintendo's part, wasn't it? Sadly, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Dorrigan says he wouldn't be surprised at no cloud, and according to some folk, I'm a pony, so that says something. Well, me and Ray, we live in all of the various platforms, don't we, mate? It's
Oh, I love game wherever the games. I mean, if the game's not coming on Xbox and it's a PlayStation exclusive, I'm gonna play it on PlayStation and vice versa. So
yeah, I do. I do love firing up my PlayStation.
Primo just donated $10.
He did.
Glad I can finally. Yeah.
Bless him. I just popped it up on the screen just now. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, mate. And I've won a few games on his channel as well. You should get over when he's streaming. You've only got to be in the live chat. He's giving away games all the time.
Oh well.
In fact, this week, a little confession. I gave a game away to Phil McGraw that he won on Rokk Show, and I looked at it and thought, that looks quite a good game, and I won a game on Primo's, so I asked for the same game. So a game I gave away, I actually got back.
Rokk, I entered a contest. You had to, so it was Marvel Midnight Suns, and you had to present a screenshot. So I did a Doctor Strange where he was doing one of his hand gestures.
All right.
I got that screenshot for a golden PlayStation 5 with the disc drive. And I looked at my DMs and it said, congratulations. And I just like, what? You won a
what have I won?
You won a Funko Pop. You were runner up. I was like,
oh, wow.
I mean, I have a PS5, but I don't know. I probably would have I don't know what I did.
Nice.
But
I tell you, I
got
tell
an
you
Iron
what,
Man.
though. I tell
What's
you
that?
what,
What's
Ray.
that? What's
Talking
that?
about people winning stuff. You know that Bjorn,
Yes.
who everybody in America loves to call Bjorn, which makes me
Yes.
chuckle. Young
Yes.
Bjorn, he won a
Bjorn.
PlayStation 5 the other day on Twitter. Doing a tweet, he actually won a PS5.
What?
Yeah, how
What?
cool is that?
Oh my
Dominic,
God.
how are you, my friend? Great to
Jeez.
see you. Afternoon, all. There you go. Young
Jeez.
Dom's in the house.
Hey,
See
let
you,
me
my
tell
friend.
you, you guys, when you see these tweets and these guys have the consoles or they have the handhelds or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah,
enter it. All it
I
does is
know.
just because
You never know, do you?
you never know.
You never know. But
Yeah.
Bjorn wins because he's Swedish, mate. I don't know why. I don't know. Every time they say, "Well, quick, we've got a random Swede. Give it to him."
That is awesome. That is freaking
Oh,
awesome.
it's so cool. We're going to end the news before we move over to Ray's praise on this one, Ray, because I just thought this was amazing. Now, this is, to be fair, a staged demonstration. I couldn't tell you how real this is, but it's NVIDIA saying, imagine, these games like the new Star Trek Resurgence, for example, which, by the way, is getting great reviews. It looks really good. Where, you get a choice of options, and Cyberpunk, where you get a choice of questions to ask a character to try and progress the story, right? Well, NVIDIA is saying with AI, and they're working with some outfit here to show this off, there's no reason at all why you shouldn't be able to speak into a microphone and actually talk with the characters in the game. And then they'll talk back to you intelligently about something that's going on. And they've got this really sweet little demo, which I'll
I gotta
play.
see this. I gotta
You
see
should.
this.
Hopefully, you'll hear this, Ray. Let me know if you don't.
It's an immersive
Thank you,
and
Jim.
dynamic
Jim just
interaction
became a
between a
member.
player
Thank you,
Kai
Jim.
and a non-playable
Renewed.
character
Thank you,
named
Jim.
Jin.
Can you hear that lady speaking?
Yes.
This captivating
Again,
ramen shop
excellent.
scene was
Okay.
created by NVIDIA
So we'll go
using
past
technology
get to the actual demo.
speed that convey a human.
Right, here we go. So he walks up to this fellow who's running a ramen bar. Ray, he's a bit miffed, as we'll hear. Hopefully the guys at home can hear this as well. So it looks good. Bit of AI going on. Bit of top level CGI.
Hey Jen, how are you?
Unfortunately, not so good.
How come?
I am worried about the crime around here. It's gotten bad lately. My ramen shop got caught in the crossfire.
Poor old Jin.
Can I help?
If you want to do something about this, I have heard rumors that the powerful crime lord Kuman Aoki is causing all sorts of chaos in the city. He may be the root of this violence.
I'll talk to him. Where can I find him?
I have heard he hangs out in the underground fight clubs on the city's east.
Now, in fairness, Ray, you do kind of need to know what you want to ask the guy, right? And I would be going, what's the special today, Jin? And have you got any with Sabi? And he'd be going, I have no idea what you're talking about. But I do love the idea. Now, graphics does say it was a bit of a dire demo. And I hear you, my friend, and I'm not even sure that it's a proper demo. I think it's probably one of those put together. But I do love the idea that it won't be long before characters in games will have a certain level of self-determination.
Wow.
So they could, you hear my point? So you could actually have a game almost developed by virtue of the artificial intelligence in the characters. Everybody would get a unique gameplay. And, put a little headset on and go off and talk to your characters. Of course, there'll be plenty of clips out there of people being cheeky and saucy. But I think it would be fun. I absolutely do.
I'm open. I'm all open to it, man. I'm all about innovation and enhancing gaming. So yeah, I'm open to it.
I thought he said hi, Jem, as well, Jem. I was going to pause it. So he just said hi, Jem. Oh dear. Anyway, Raymond, shall we do the old
I got a good friend, an old friend. We go way back to the '90s. I want to.
No.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Right. Let's get
It's
some.
in this chat.
I know. Let's get some praise going. just waiting on Ray to get his screen ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? We see
I got
normally
it. Can you-
we kind of do a tag thing so that we can
Yes.
have time to bring our screens together. But we're down a drunkard.
Yes, we are. You got the screen up, my friend.
Oh, thank you. Where is it? I can't see it over this end. Oh, no, I can see my screen. I can't see your screen. I can't see your screen, Ray. Can you try again, my brother?
All right, let me share your.
Or I will bring it up if you
Oh, wait a
want
minute.
it easier.
No. It's hold on. I did it. I hit share my video. I want to share my home videos.
No, don't be doing that.
All right. Yeah,
Don't
don't
get
do
none
that.
of your videos up, dude.
All right. What do you got? What you got? You should have it now.
I'm not seeing anything. I can grab it though, and you can just talk about it. That's the easiest thing. Let's do that.
There we
Let's
go.
do that.
Let's do that.
That's
Can
the
you do?
solution.
Can you do the right under his name, his website? So where his name is at the website.
Yeah,
Click on
I can
that.
bring up his website as well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I'll just put that there. We'll do a separate link.
We're doing it live.
We're
Let's
doing
do
it
live.
live.
All right.
Right. Do you want to do the website? Oh, or do you want to do the YouTube first?
Let's do the website first, and then we'll
Right,
get to
okay.
YouTube.
Righto. We'll do the website first. Here it comes. Dee 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 dee.
Guys, today we are doing Ray's Praise, my good friend GrafXGear. Grab your NES controllers. My good friend here, he does stickers and he does custom stuff for your PC Engine and your Nintendo controllers.
Wow.
Can you stroll it down for me?
Scrolling down, buddy.
Yes. So
look at
he's got,
these.
so he does overlays. And he also
Wow.
does unique NES overlays that are pretty
Look at
dope.
this kind of wooden effect. It's gorgeous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
All right.
So he sells his overlays, and then you can durable plastic overlays,
Yes.
and then you can put these on your old controllers. And very
Yeah.
nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. If you guys don't know, yes, I do play Xbox, I do play PS5, but guess what? I also do retro, and I love my Nintendo NES. I have the mini classic, and I also have the original NES, and it looks bland. It looks like it's just bland. And so he makes really cool graphics, and that's why he's GrafXGear, and cool overlays and stickers for your old retro controllers.
That's amazing. These are actual real wood. I mean, these are properly produced. They're not sort of just knocked up at home on a 3D printer like Etsy folk do. This is a proper piece of product going on here.
And then what else does he have? If we keep, let's see, shop all. Go to there. You go.
Yeah.
Appreciate.
So he has accessories. He
Exactly.
does these the actual vice like these are like the carts with overlays.
Yeah.
T-shirts
These-
with the graphics on. Awesome.
And there is a lot, because I do retro rewind with Miss Tracy and William and Jeff. There's a lot of people that we love our retro controllers, and we like to do certain. Oh my
Nice.
goodness!
This is the actual controller
He
itself.
also does the controller too, folks.
Yeah.
He does it all. So not just the stickers, but he also has the controllers, and they're pretty dope. And good lord, man, you gotta give me a dildo, man. $250.
Gotta give you a dildo. Is that what you
No,
just
not
said?
a dildo, a deal. Jesus, Rock.
What kind of a sticker do you want on that one, my friend?
That's a deal, not a dildo. And then also he has a YouTube channel. If you can go to his YouTube channel.
We're going to go to his YouTube channel now.
right.
We're going to
Okay.
do that right now, my friend. There we go. It's all part of making a family, Crystal.
And then he also has videos on his controllers, on the stickers. He also has video clips of other retro gamers and their content as well. But LOL, I would like to say that I have videos and demos on how to make these yourself, and I don't want people to pay $250. I would love it. They make it their own. So there you go. So
Wow.
he's actually
Ethical
showing
trader.
he's actually showing you how you can make your own controllers, and I think that he's always been smart. He used to. We go way back. He used to work in a gaming store, and he used to give me advice on what games and stuff. Damn, even some of the consoles that I have, I actually probably bought from him that I still have in the games. But I'm praising him because thank you so much, Graphics, for your commitment to gaming. He's extremely smart when it comes
Cool.
to
Do you know what, Ray? Though
business and gaming tech.
I think this is a great new idea for Ray's Praise. Not just praising people for their content, but also guys that are trying to start up on their own little startups, little businesses. You know what I mean? There's plenty of folk in our community. They've got little businesses. Rudigs is he's just launching his medicinal tea.
Yes.
And I know Pedder's been doing some books, some journals and things. We should do this. We should highlight where guys are trying to strike out, make a few bucks. I think that's a great idea. We do more of that, I think.
I would love to make my own custom controller. I think that's dope.
Yeah.
One of my like the Nintendo. I mean, that was my first console that I got, and it's very dear to me.
Yeah.
So anybody that just keeping that memory and keeping that going on and hyping it up, man. I mean, you gotta praise them for that. So
definitely.
Once again, Graphics. Thank you, buddy. This is dope. This is awesome what you're doing here. And also showing people how to make their own controllers. So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is cool. So just to remind you, for those of you that may not have caught it earlier, you can get to, it's GrafXGear. So if you go to youtube.com/@GrafXGear. Also, graphicsgear.com is the website. And on Twitter, he is at GrafXGear. So nice, consistent branding. That's what we want in business. Good to see it.
Exactly. And yes, the cowboy, Anthony, sells Avon. So if you want some nice perfume,
I know,
some nice cologne or some lotion or something.
We definitely will. I am desperate to get Cowboy on one of these days. I really am. Bless him. He's waited so long to be praised. And Rudigs, I'm so excited for you, my friend. I know you've put so much effort. Do you know Rudigs actually went on the Canadian equivalent of what you guys call the Shark Tank.
Yes.
In Canada and the UK, it's called Dragon's Den. And he got chosen and everything. And he's been working on this for a while now. So this is coming out June the 5th. I genuinely would love to get praise. We're going to praise you on that one, my friend, for sure. We'll get you up on that one. Avon skin, so soft.
Yeah.
It's the best bug repellent. Oh, bless. But I love it. My hat off to anybody. I've been in business since I was about 20, so 36 years. And it is tough, Ray. You know this, my friend. You know it's tough in business. And quite honestly, anybody that we can give a little leg up to and show off their products or their services or their businesses, we should do that as well as particularly, and I think this is the important thing, particularly if they're in our community or they have a YouTube channel or something as well.
Exactly.
I think that's absolutely awesome, my friend.
Yeah,
absolutely awesome.
And he's extremely smart. Don't let the stickers and when it comes to the tech and Google and stuff like that, he's extremely smart. Extremely smart.
Yeah, no, it's clever. It's brilliant. Thank you so much, Ray. Another fantastic praise. And I will put all the links down below in the description as soon as the show's finished. I do sometimes forget, but I don't mean to. So I will do all that, and we'll be absolutely amazing. Absolutely brilliant. Well, that was good. Let me just hide. There we go. It's just back down to you and me again now, my friend. As we cruise towards the end of the show. Because we don't have a William to do any pro tips, and we've had a good old chit chat on the news and stuff, haven't we? So what can we look forward to from you, my friend, this coming 7 days as we cruise into June?
Well, my favorite mobile game is Marvel Snap, so I'll be streaming that tonight on my Twitch channel tonight, 10 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, hurry up, guys. Get all your Battle Pass stuff in, because they're getting ready to end Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think they might do something with the Marvels, because I think the next Marvel movie is the Marvels. So look for Marvel Snap and Captain Marvel and Carla and all those other guys to do something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Flash looks amazing.
Oh,
It really looks good. I mean, you know, I'm not much of a Marvel fan, but a trailer I've seen and the extended trailer.
and that's DC. DC.
Oh, that's DC.
Flash is DC.
What's that? What am I saying it's Marvel for then? What an idiot. Anyway, Flash looks amazing from DC.
I can't wait to see Michael.
So useless.
1989 Michael Keaton as Batman. Oh my god.
Oh yes. Yes. Yes.
can't
I was
wait.
always more of a DC. I've got to be honest with you, mate. When I was younger, I was always more of a DC fan. I liked
What?
Superman. No, Superman's my boy. He's my boy. I just think he's got a rough deal as far as it goes on the old. Yeah, and Spider-Man. I loved Spider-Man. Superman, Spider-Man, Batman. They were my three favourites. Is Spider-Man DC?
Spider-Man is Marvel.
Oh.
That's why I was going Marvel. Okay, so DC, the Justice League, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, Aquaman.
Yeah.
Those are DC.
Right.
Marvel is like
Yeah.
the Avengers, the
Right.
Hulk, and all that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Spider-Man then, but that's the only Marvel one. For me, Superman, mate. And do you know what? I was broken-hearted when Christopher Reeve died. Bless him.
Oh man.
What a
Yeah,
lovely
yeah.
fella he was.
Yeah, he was.
Somewhere in Time, one of my favourite movies, that is, mate. Have you seen Somewhere in Time? Such a sad film.
I like the movie where he played, where it was these children and they had these like powers, and all the kids had the white hair and the glowing eyes. I forgot yes, and he had
Midwich Cuckoo or Village of the Damned, because that sounds very much like. Was he involved in a remake of the Midwich Cuckoo? It's called Village of the Damned. The movie version is called Village of the Damned, but the book, which I think is by Ray Bradbury, but I may be wrong, or Winwood, is the Midwich Cuckoo, which had there was a TV version of it made recently, which was absolutely shockingly bad in the UK, but it's a great story. It's like a whole bunch of school kids with white hair in their eyes, and they control all the adults in the village. And
that was there's he played an adaptation of that.
aha.
Yeah.
Oh, I must check that out because I didn't know he did that. It's one of my
And then
favorite stories.
You got graphics says, dude, Somewhere in Time is an amazing movie. Wow, what a shout out. So yeah.
Dorrigan, I didn't know Iron Maiden did a song about this. It is one of my favorite movies. There's the hotel where they made it in New York State, I think it is, which I've always wanted to take the wife to. Have you seen it, Ray? It's the one where Christopher Reeve is a struggling playwright, and he puts a play on, and there's an old lady in the audience, really old, and she comes up to him, and I think she gives him an old penny or something, and she says, Richard, come back to me. I think that's his name. And he's like, what's that all about? Anyway, he's kind of, gets confused. And he sees a picture of the old lady in a book, and it turns out she was a famous, and I have to say, gorgeous actress from the turn of the century. So he goes to this hotel, which is one of the last places that she ever did a play at, which is gorgeous, Hackensack Island or something. I forget what it's called. And he goes back in time because he's talking to a guy about going back in time, and he holds this penny and he focuses on it, and he wakes up and he's back in time, and he meets her and they fall in love and they're going to live together, and then something happens and it all falls apart, and it's so sad, mate. And it's got this most beautiful music written by John Barry, who one of my favorite film score writers of all time. But I love that movie, and it has people literally go to the hotel every year in tribute to the movie. They all dress up in the old sort of 18th sort of Edwardian clothing and stuff, and it's lovely. It's lovely.
I gotta go check it out.
Somewhere
No, the only
in Time.
the Christopher Reeve, all the Superman movies. I gotta go see all the other stuff he did.
I did like him and I liked his. For me, his take on Superman was the equivalent, and at a similar time, to Roger Moore's take on Bond. So it was more light-hearted, a little bit of humor.
Right.
And obviously, in years gone on from there, the whole Marvel and DC thing's been taken vastly more serious, you know, like that, the Christopher Nolan Black Batmans and stuff, and you know, the Dark Batman, brilliant stuff, brilliant stuff. But different time, not to be dissed, because it's just a different attitude, isn't it?
Yeah, my wife likes this Spider-Man we got today. I said, you know, I had to fan her when he was flying with no shirt off and he's showing his pecs and his muscles.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, okay.
I do hear you, Dorrigan. They weren't the best movies, but they were yeah. To
Wait
my
a minute,
heart.
it was our time, Dork.
Yeah, it's a different time. It's a different
time.
Yeah, and that's not to say what is done today is wrong. It's just different. That's all. Just different. Anyway, Raymond, where were we? Before I rudely interrupted you.
Rock, what
What am I doing?
this week? What are you
I
doing,
don't know,
buddy?
mate. I'm set to just check the whole lot in, I think, and go and manage my cult for a bit. That's what I'm thinking of doing. I will be back with Clock tomorrow, and Thursday, of course. And then Thursday night, we've got Rock Players. Fast becoming a much-loved show. Bjorn does an amazing job on there. So
I was when I was doing my Gollum stream, I said
Yeah.
probably one of the best Gollum voices I've ever heard is
his voice is amazing.
It's
He does. He's such a great
amazing.
voice actor. He really
he
does
does.
have a future in voice acting.
He does.
But he does a tremendous Gollum. And I actually said at the front of my review of the show that I think his voice in his stream is better than the actor used in the game. I genuinely do. I think I
agree.
do.
I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
I agree.
Then, of course, on Saturday, it's Hezekiah and Josiah doing another my Next Gen Gaming, which is a lovely show, which, again, has a cracking fan base. People are loving it. And it's great to see, you know, that their own channels are taking off so well as well. Can't get enough exposure, I say.
No.
Donald Glover for Spider-Man, says Rudigs. Who's Donald Glover?
Are you serious? Get out of here.
Who's
Get out of
that?
here. No.
Wait until Bjorn hears my Schmeagol. Oh, so we got a Schmeagol off happening. A little Schmeagol off. My precious. Oh dear. Anyway, Raymond, well, we should get the heck out of here, my friend. Let me
Yes,
just
we should.
remind people of your details, because Ray is one of the loveliest people that you can ever watch stream, and just behind the scenes and everything, he's a superb friend and a lovely guy, and you really should watch more of his streams, because
Check out William. Simply
they're
Pop,
great fun.
William.
Yeah, but he's not here, mate. When he's over his hangover, I'll promote his channel. Everybody does watch William. He does a fantastic show, and I always promote William at the end of my daily shows and send people over there, because we do love a bit of William. And of course, we've coined a new phrase, Nebraska, and
Yes.
it's not to be forgotten.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you, chat, for
Thank you,
being
Chad.
amazing as always.
Thank you, Chad. Thank you, supporters. Thank you, members. We love you. The Rock brand loves you. And guys, keep us going. Thank you so much.
We'll be back next Tuesday. Thank you, my friend. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye now.